As the late, great Dusty Rhodes once said, there is no honor among thieves. And no surprise yet again, something broke earlier than it had should. Hasbro's Mark and Evan planned to have the Velocitron line revealed, hopefully, by next Hasbro's Transformer Tuesday event, and have that revealed since the Walmart Collector Con is done for this year. But unfortunately, people got their hands on stuff, and the cat is out of the bag. The toothpaste is out of the tube. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. So here today, we're going to talk about the reveal and make sense of it much more than the individual who stole it. Because unfortunately, he doesn't know anything. He knows how to steal stuff, though. He's really good at that. Fantastic at that. But when it comes to Transformers, well, it's a whole other story. So we're going to break down today and make sense of and educate you guys on what's going on with this Transformers Legacy Walmart exclusive Velocitron collection, Leader Class Black Convoy. Now, we knew this was coming. Listings came from JT Prime 17, I want to say about, feels like 6 months ago already, that we first learned about this series through the Walmart listings that were in the EAN codes of the computers. And it is here today, and I'll be honest with you, kind of not feeling the choice of colors, although, to be fair, the choice of colors, when you really go deep into it, are actually quite accurate to its namesake. And I'll get into what I mean by that in a moment. Now, of course, this is an extensive repaint of the original Laser Optimus Prime Legacy figure that we got, homaging the fact that the original Laser Prime from Generation 2 was repainted many years later into Car Robots Black Convoy, a.k.a. Robots in Disguise Scourge. Now, the choices of pink here, the strong, vibrant pink, as the alternate clear color to be used on this mold, as opposed to, let's say, the red that was found on the Scourge, is actually kind of accurate. In that, in between, if you look at Car Robots, 2000's Car Robots Black Convoy, the original release, and the 2001 Scourge of Robots in Disguise, there is some subtle clear plastic differences and some little surface differences in veneering too. But the most being is that instead of using the hot pink that was used in the Black Convoy version, the American version opted for a more kind of Scourge red, which looked fantastic on it, by the way. If you had a choice between the two, the American version is the better one to get, visually striking. But there was some differences. The American version opted to not have the upside-down Generation 2 logos that made the Combatron logos, or the Decepticons as they called it in Robots in Disguise, but the Combatrons. And they instead opted for a Decepticon logo to kind of stick with that kind of naming convention and IP logos. So this one here too went with the upside-down Generation 2 logo. I find it ironic because Laser Optimus Prime, the Legacy figure, is a Generation 2 homage figure, and he didn't get the G2 Autobot logos, but this one here gets the upside-down G2 Autobot logo for the Combatrons. But again, it's Black Convoy. It's not Scourge. I know that sounds silly because technically they are the same character, but they're also two very different kinds of color schemes and interpretations. Much like how I said Override and Nitro Convoy, there's literally like a color app difference between those two toys, and thus could really kind of create two different kind of characters out of it. It's kind of the same thing too when we're talking the toys, at least, between Black Convoy and that of Scourge from Robots in Disguise. So this one here, sporting the pink all over the place. And again, having that upside-down G2 logo, I guess this is the Black Convoy version. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, this is a way that if Hasbro or Takara at one point want to do yet again another black repaint of this mold again, then they could do a Scourge repaint 3-4 years from now and give it the more red kind of clear translucent, and the Decepticon logos, and have another crack at it. Get that leader class and milk it as much as it can from that. Who am I kidding? They're going to probably do an Ultra Magnus from this at some point, the G2 Magnus that we got many years ago, all that kind of stuff. But who knows? Either way, it's a straight up redeco. Otherwise, there's not much else I could say. If you've messed with the Legacy Optimus and you've seen photos of the Legacy Optimus, you've seen this one. The only other thing really worth mentioning out of everything else is the Matrix of Leadership that's included. We have a Matrix of Leadership that's also a kind of a clear, kind of translucent pink, but it almost reminds me of back in the day, Stylin' Online. This was 2001, around the time of Car Robots. Stylin' Online did a necklace, and people have seen me sometimes wear this necklace at conventions way back in the day. They did a Matrix of Leadership necklace, and then they also did a Matrix of Leadership Decepticon edition necklace, which had more of a purpley pink kind of color scheme instead of the traditional orange that normally was used for the shell of the Matrix itself. So it kind of reminds me of that, and I think what I'm going to do is, because I have it somewhere in my archives here, I'll try to find the original Matrix, and I'll take a little photo and put it on my Instagram and show you guys. So pretty cool otherwise. I dig what's going on here. I really like the figure. It looks great. A black repaint is always going to look good. It's always going to look good. That's kind of a given. But just the pink is so vibrant that it kind of throws it off a little bit. And not to mention, I understand that, chrome is a more difficult thing to kind of do today with toys, and it's really unhealthy for the factory workers, and that's why they kind of opt to not use chrome as much anymore. But the chrome not being used for the trailer instead of going with a kind of silver metallic, it just doesn't hit as strong, you know what I mean? But they got to do what they got to do. There's the limitations of modern toys today, and sometimes that's the case. But who knows? Maybe, like I said, there's an opening in the future for yet again another black repaint from this mold, and they'll do the red translucent, the chrome, maybe the chrome trailer. Who knows? Decepticon logos on the shoulders. They could pull it off. Something like that. That's what I imagine anyways. For the rest of this line, because it's all out there and already. So this is going to be the leader class of this assortment. It's going to be the Walmart exclusive Velocitron collection. You're going to have a case of deluxes, which are going to have 5 different characters. 2 of them are going to be 1 per case each. The other 3 are going to be 2 per case. So you're going to get 2 blurs. We still don't know what the mold is for that blur. People are speculating maybe Point Blank when we see what that mold is, and that'll be Armada blur. All kinds of speculation on that one. There's going to be 2 road rockets in that case. Again, the 2 road rockets are going to be a repaint retool of the Legacy RC is the assumption. There's going to be 2 burnouts. Burnout is going to be a repaint and maybe retool of the Legacy Deluxe class Skids into his Diaclone black counterpart. And then we have the 1 per case guys. 1 in the case of Clampdown, a repaint of the Earthrise, aka I guess Earth Mode, Kingdom, Red Alert. And then, of course, we have the 1 per case, and probably going to be the get more than anything else, of Cosmos, which is Deluxe Class Cosmos. People are going to want that one. They really are. And then the Voyagers, Road Hauler, 2 per case. And it's going to also be 2 per case with its Wavemate. But Road Hauler, Constructicon retool, repaint of Grapple. No surprise there. It's Hauler. You know where that's going, the oldie hobby color scheme. And Override, that we already talked about, aka Nitro Convoy, 2 per case. So there's going to be 4 in a case, 2 of each of these 2. So that's the whole line. We'll find out more information in the near future, hopefully not through stolen means, more of an official kind of blessing and information. And we'll see what happens then. Because the thing that kind of sucks is when it's done like this, we don't get the official word. We don't get the explanation. We have to wait because Mark and Evan, they can't talk about it on their socials until it's officially released, not stolen and unofficially released from the scumbags. But it is what it is. And hopefully we'll get some more info in the near future. Take care, guys. We got a live stream tomorrow. I'll see you then.